at KCAL News, we did look into violence happening on the Metro.
We dug deep into the data, and here's a little of what we found. There were 160 assaults on Metro operators last year and more than 60 so far this year. During a spike in April, 3 drivers were attacked in less than a week. And our analysis shows violent crime is up 33% on Metro compared to pre-pandemic levels. Reports of weapons have increased nearly 3 times more than pre-pandemic levels.
Joining us now is former Deputy of Security for LA Metro, Andrew Black. We so appreciate you being here this morning. You believe there need to be more security officers. You know, I look at it, LA has had a challenge in hiring police officers as it is. There's a lot of people that just don't want to get into these jobs anymore. Then I look at how much that could cost taxpayers. Is this something that's even doable, more hiring of these security officers?
Well, Metro does have a $200 million budget for the law enforcement contracts, and it's how that money is spent. The problem is it comes down to who controls the system, and unless Metro controls who gains access to the system, you're not going to have a safe environment for the commuters. Law enforcement that are hired by Metro are not authorized to enforce fare violations or code of conduct. That leaves it to the transit security officers who are overworked and understaffed. There's a mere 135 to 140 transit security officers to enforce code infractions and code of conduct violations for over 100 train stations and 2,000 buses. It's ludicrous. Safety and security really comes down to controlling access, and that's common sense. It's a gold standard for security on rapid transit systems. It is common sense except for the executives at Metro. That needs to change.
You know, we haven't heard from this bus driver, but we did recently speak with another bus driver who's told us she's just trying to survive. We agreed to hide her identity because she wasn't authorized to speak, but she told us a mentally ill passenger with a sharp object hijacked her bus prior to this. Take a listen.
I was not about to fight with her. This bus is not mine. So I opened my bus and I let everybody off the bus. I called the BOC for backup, and then whatever she wanted to do on that bus, it was hers. Cause I got tired of just letting Metro tell me to protect them, and I don't have no way to get protected. And when the police came, the police asked her to get off the bus and put her on the bus behind me.
Now, Metro didn't confirm this. Of course, we didn't give them the date and the time and the name of the driver to be able to respond to this, and they did cite their barriers that went up. But what is your reaction to another alleged hijacking that at the time went unreported?
Yeah, this is not surprising because this has been the bus operators' #1 concern, safety and security for themselves. They were surveyed. They cited this as the #1 safety and security. The union supports that. And they feel like Metro's not doing enough to make it a safe work environment for them. Insufficient law enforcement on the buses or transit security officers riding along to ensure safety and security. They've asked for dedicated bus riding security teams, and they haven't received it. There seems to be no consequence from their perspective of, threats and violent acts against them. It got so bad that when I was there, the bus operators were asking for defensive tactics training so they can defend themselves. So this doesn't surprise me. I think the bus operator mentioned mental health, and that's a bigger problem for Metro. They've relegated their transit system into a chaotic homeless shelter. It's not designed to house people who need medical care, need mental health care, and it's been relegated to this chaotic homeless shelter, and it's become a sanctuary for criminals. So when you don't control who gets onto your system, these are the consequences that we're seeing.
All right, it's such a complicated issue. You've actually gone on record saying Metro is misallocating funds and working backwards with the ambassador program. Can you explain that?
Well, the ambassador program is a good concept, right? Because it's going to enhance the riding experience for the commuters, right? But when you're not providing a safe environment in the first place, how can you enjoy the experience? The commuters for LA deserve a safe transit system to get to and from work and get home. And that's not what we're seeing. In fact, when the first group of ambassadors were going through their training, some of them were asking if they could be authorized to carry weapons to defend themselves. That's, it shows you the state of mind of employees and the conditions that we have on the Metro.
All right, Andrew Black, we really appreciate your time and your insight. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
You too.